It is indeed a rainy season. Rainy in terms of the deluge of revelations unveiled in the search for the truth in the management of scarce resources. Amidst friction, frowns and fainting, the Nigerian political scene has not been out of drama sketches in the past week. In Ondo State, the incumbent governor will defend his party's flag at the gubernatorial joust in October, I beg your pardon. While in Edo State, the pre-contest chest thumping has already begun, and the umpire has fired its warning of dire consequences for those who cross the line of caution. This is Political Update, NTA's eclectic political ensemble with its focus on the Nigerian political scene. My name is Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Strap yourself in. We are ready to set sail. The incumbent governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has emerged APC governorship candidate, having polled 2,458 votes to defeat 11 other aspirants at the primary election. Chairman of the Ondo State APC governorship primary, Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State, gave the results at the end of the exercise.
Over 3,000 delegates from the 18 local government areas of Ondo State voted to elect the candidate of their choice in the October 10 governorship election in the state under the supervision of members of the APC election committee led by Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello. Aside this, INEC officials also monitored the conduct. At the end of the election, the chairman APC Governorship Primary Election Committee, who is also Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, announced the incumbent Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu as winner, having polled 2,458 votes to defeat other aspirants.
Akeredolu Oluwarotimi Odunayo, SAN, having scored the highest number of vote casts, is hereby declared the winner.
His closest rival, Olushola Oke, scored 262 votes. In his acceptance speech, Governor Akeredolu said the victory is for all members of the APC in the state.
In a matter of hours, I shall commence in an inexorable manner process of reconciliation to heal all perceived wounds. We need one another more in future than now.
The governorship election in Ondo State is scheduled for October 10, 2020.
Now, the immediate past chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, was treated to a celebratory welcome by his clansmen as he returned home to Iyamo in Isako West local government area of Edo State. The elated Oshiomhole thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for the opportunity to serve.
Having served as the national chairman of the party, his intention was to quietly come home and strategize for the governorship election ahead. But the people are smarter as they trooped to his country home to welcome him. For the leader who has become a symbol of the party, his coming home is not to rest, but to complete his ongoing project of reclaiming the Edo governorship seats for APC.
When you can go home and you are at peace with your people, then what more can you want? Can you ask for? And our people say the voice of man is the voice of God. And my task now is to support the government to ensure that governance operates in a way that will deliver happiness, prosperity, health, and well-being of the ordinary man that these teamings of women and youth represent. That is all I owe them, and it's a huge debt that I owe them. And the beginning in Edo State is to have a governor who will not govern by IOU.
Some defectors were received from the PDP to the APC family.
Still in Edo State, the All Progressives Congress has expressed concern over what it describes as the emergence of violence and chaos in the run-up to the September gubernatorial election in the state.
The State Publicity Secretary of the APC, Mr. Chris Azebawan, enumerated some of the political misnomers it levels against the PDP, represented by the state government, to include massive recruitment of thugs, cultists and criminals officially into government in the guise of SA and SSA, abuse of state power, incentivizing violence, brutality, providing funds and backing for crime with public funds.
We are certain that the people of Edo State know the right person and the right political party to thumb the electoral ink for. We will once again be writing a petition to the police and other security agencies as well as INEC to intervene and protect the election.
Meanwhile, the special advisor to the governor on media and communication strategy, Crusoe Sage, described the allegation as unfounded and a systematic way to frustrate the development strides of the governor.
They are completely false. These are fabricated statements. They are stoking violence here. They're trying to cause crisis.
He called on Edo people to remain calm and ignore any information targeted at tarnishing their reputation of the Governor Godwin Obaseke's government.
Looks like the umpire is noticing the simmering tension amongst the political gladiators in Edo State. The INEC spokesman Festus Okoye, who spoke to NTA's Mia Ogidi, advised the candidates to conduct issue-based campaigns.
Our advice is that political parties campaigning in Edo State, campaigns must be based on principle. Campaigns must be based on the manifesto and programs of political parties. Campaigns must be ideological in nature, and campaigns must address the issues of governance that people want to hear, rather than using abusive and intemperate language or innuendos that have the tendency or capability of inciting ethnic unrest. And also to make sure that in all their rallies, in all their gatherings, they observe all the protocols and guidelines issued by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, as well as those issued by the Independent National Electoral Commission.
All right, so many things to touch on the program today. Prince Sule Kosani, as a political analyst, joins me. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Fisayo.
Ondo and Edo, but we start from Edo State, of course. That's closer in terms of the gubernatorial election itself in September, just a month, just over a month away. Yeah. Let's start from Edo State. The INEC spokesperson has just spoken. It seems as if the momentum is gathering. At the same time, the tension is rising.
Anyway, very good afternoon, viewers. But let me use this opportunity to condole the family of APC and, of course, for the loss of our nationalist and icon, Samaila Issa Funtua, that passed away. May his soul rest in peace. You see, I love the fact that Edo APC insisted, because of their popularity within the strands, insisted we are running a direct primaries. So every unit, despite the threat of the governor about gathering within the state while he was doing campaign, they did the primaries at every unit. And the pastor emerges because he's very popular in his domain. When we ran against him in 2015, it was a tough fight. So we know he's a very grassroots person, and that's how we're able to route around it. So that's to tell you that the people that love our candidate within the state are very peaceful because they love their candidate, so they are not interested in any war or any kind of warmongering just because they need power. They just want this guy to change. And my advice to PDP and, of course, the candidate is just simple. One is you cannot destroy what you are hoping to build. So extend your hand of friendship. If you lose the election,
let
we
me
will accept you back to the party.
Let me extend my own question to you. And it seems to me, especially, in the political terrain, the moment you jump ship or you change team mid-season, sports fans will say, what was good is no longer good. What was bad is no longer bad.
You see, that's why we're different. Our party has a manifesto. There's a national manifesto, and that manifesto is about you deliver. Get to office, deliver. We're not campaigning personality. We're campaigning on issues and principles. And that's why we can say, allow the candidate, let him sell his character. We will try to push our manifesto. If he fails, his people will vote him out.
Okay, let's look at it now, not just because perhaps because you're a member of the APC. Let's look at it from, the political climate itself, especially in terms of the protocols in place. We've seen crowd gathering now in different political fora. That is worrisome, especially this week. Earlier in the week, Edo State became the highest in terms of infections in a day. On one of the days, that may not be unconnected with some of these gatherings.
Yes,
so perhaps those checks have to be there.
It is quite unhealthy and unethical for leaders that are supposed to be showing how some of these things needed to be honored are actually abusing it. When this issue of direct primaries came in, I knew very well that APC respected that in their suburbs. Because if they were going to do direct, where they will have to gather all the delegates in one state, there may be a lot of mayhem within, and that will bring a lot of people closer. However, we would not run away from the fact that if we don't keep ourselves far away from each other, respect the rules, the guidelines set by CDC, and of course the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, will continue to build on this very deadly virus ravaging our country or the entire world. So I can tell you that while we're seeking for an election, it's an opportunity for everywhere we go in our units to educate people about how they need to respect simple hygiene, distance, and protect themselves against one another. Because clearly, this is the only time we have a direct contact with our people in the suburbs. When you go campaign, you discuss with them about the issues, the health, the state of the land, and all that. So that's the time, and it's part of the thing I saw. It's part of the manifesto of this Edo, the candidate of our party in the state. When he went round to the unit, that was one of the things he kept educating them. You need to understand this virus is real, create distance, respect the simple hygiene in your worship places, and that was critical. And that's one of the reasons why I actually applauded the way they conducted that processes in Edo.
All right, so speaking generally in terms of politicians climbing the podium from now to September in Edo State and from now to October in Ondo State, how would you want to see it going forward? Festus Okuya said, make it issue-based, forget about mudslinging. Tell us what you have to do.
We have to walk by the rules. The umpire has to come out and set the rules and make it very clear. Whoever breaks the rules in the course of this electioneering should be sanctioned. People should campaign where there is need to campaign, and this is the time they need to encourage our security men and women in those areas to ensure that they maintain the peace that is there in the state. Let it be maintained and let people be aware. Election is coming, it will go, the state will be there. The leaders will come and go, others will be there. So you cannot continue to fight as if it's the end of the world. You just try and lure your people, campaign to them, and maintain the peace. And it's actually what we're advocating right now, because we know very well that we don't have any other country but Nigeria, and we want to be everywhere to be as peaceful as it could be.
All right, if you're just entering Nigeria today or you just woke up from a long sleep, well, let's bring you up to speed. The House Committee on the Niger Delta Development Commission hearing yesterday served up quite a remarkable installment of the proceedings so far. Let's just say it was not for the faint-hearted.
The investigative hearing, which commenced last week Wednesday, was presided over by the Deputy Chairman of the committee, Representative Thomas Ereitomi Monday, following the stepping aside of the Chairman, Olubunmi Ojo, due to what he explained as allegations of being on a mission of vengeance.
I hope this will give all parties opportunity to present their facts in the interest of the people of the Niger Delta.
Minister Niger Delta Affairs Godswill Akpabio, whose appearance was equal to a legislative summons, says the current management of NDDC did not award any contracts and that payments it made were below the threshold requiring approval of the supervising ministry. The forensic audit, he added, is ongoing.
The minister did not hijack the forensic audit. It is ongoing and it is going in line with due process.
House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who joined the hearing, says the exercise is not an inquisition but an effort to establish happenings at the NDDC.
Now, this is not an adversarial hearing. It's not even inquisitorial. It's a fact-finding mission for the people of Nigeria.
On the collapse of the acting MD of NDDC, Professor Daniel Ponde, while answering questions on payments which the committee alleged were not captured in the 2009 approved budget of NDDC, Gbajabiamila says he might have been affected by the atmosphere in the hall, which was not air-conditioned, assuring that the acting MD has been taken to hospital for medical attention. The investigative hearing is on allegations of financial malfeasance and other activities at the NDDC.
Let's not even look at some of the medical implications of some of the kind of first aid that they wanted to administer on him, especially under the guidelines as it is now. But then Niger Delta Development Commission has been in the news, and not for the right reasons, for some time. The audit was already ongoing, and then this hearing. For the people of the region, it could be disturbing that what could have been or what should be something to bring a lot of development and some hope to a region that is more or less giving us a big chunk of the support to the economy is undergoing so much scrutiny, and not for the right reasons.
Yeah, you see, while we're looking at the media hype on the ongoing hearing on the Niger Delta, I want us to also set our eyes well focused on the forensic audit that is supposed to start since 2015. Because let's not be cajoled by the issues of the moment. Let's look at it. Let's be sure that that audit that is going to start from whether 1999 or 2015, whatever is the period they have given them, let's just watch and see how the forensic audit will be concluded, and we'll keep watching. Just like you said, it's an investigation, and this is clearly to tell you how this government has seen anti-corruption as a key issue in its administration. And I would love to see hearing like this being carried out on major infrastructural projects that this country has started. Some of them have been abandoned. Some of them have been, since 1999. Some of those projects need to be properly investigated. So, because if you look at it generally, that's why when you look at the fight of anti-corruption, it's not really, at all times, it's not a very easy fight to do. Because somehow, it's something that has to be holy. It has to take place since when we started seeing democracy clearly, when we started allowing checks and balances in government from 1999. So many things happened, and this is the only government now that ensures that people that have been owed, that have served this country, were paid since pension, projects that were executed and monies were not paid. This government is paying, and since this government is paying all that, it actually needs to continue to investigate how all these projects are executed over time. In that way, we'll be able to have sanity in the anti-corruption fight we've started.
All right, before I let you go, we've spoken about so many things we have to quickly check out on Ondo State as well.
Yeah.
We will probably be having an eye on Edo State before Ondo State. Ondo State is also getting ready for a big podium down.
Let me congratulate Aketi first, because I am actually an advocate of leaders that lay infrastructure before they run for office. If I go to Akure today and several other surroundings around Ondo State, the man has worked. He only needs to do a lot of, peace building within his party men in the state, which is normal. But the man has worked, and his people prove that to him by going to everywhere. If you go to Akure town very well, by any chance, you see your people. They will speak on the roads, the school that this man has done. It's not politicking. So if this is, I'm glad some of the party men that are coming out, they decided to step down for him, and I'm happy to see who is the second guy he congratulated him. We expect to have a very harmonious party within the state, and you know that by the general election, Aketi is coming by, a gentleman at that, and we expect him to be able to win his election.
We're not likely to see some fence jumping before that time.
No, definitely, a lot of people carrying umbrella, they will not stand to see power going away. When they lose election or before, if they cite power, they will jump. They will be moving to our party. And this is a national party. We will continue to receive people that are coming to build the country, because basically Aketi has not been sharing a lot of cakes. You can see how a lot of his not committed party men, the way have been running away from.
All right, you've been able to sell your candidates, but let's before I let you go, I just share a little joke with you. I said the politician was seen on the road somewhere around, coming in, and then they wanted to check the booth to see how everything was fine. They saw both broom, umbrella, and cockerel, all the signs inside, depending on where he wants to jump to at the end of the day.
Because of rainy season, you have to carry umbrella in your car. It's possible maybe he's carrying his umbrella in the car and his blue along the way.
That's how Police Government has been for today. Many thanks for joining us. Prince Sonny Sule Iko Sonny Sami has been here. We've been able to touch on so many things from Ondo, Edo, to us, also the NDDC hearing ongoing at the House of Representatives. My name is Fisal Gunfuyi, thanking you for joining the Nigerian Television Authority, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Stay in touch with NTA for the best of this, and of course join us again on Friday for a fresh package. Bye bye now.